Welcome to today's tutorial. My name is Victoria Egwono. Alright, so uh I'll be making a two-tone box today. Okay, this is the lid, and this lid measures 16 and 1/8 by 14 and 1/8. Okay, so I'll set this aside. I'll come back to it later. And this is the bigger piece, which is the base. This measures 24 by 22 inches. Okay, so now let's get started immediately. All right, so now bringing in my scoreboard. Okay, now this paper is very large. As you heard, the measurements 22 by 24 inches. Wow. All right, so what I'll be doing is that I'll be scoring at 3 inches. I'll score at 3 inches and 6 inches all round. Okay, now that will not be able to, I'm not able to conveniently do that scoring. As you can see, my paper is way bigger than my table, and it will affect my camera stand. Don't know if you can see it like this, but let me try. But definitely this is outside the camera. Okay, and I'm sorry about that. That's the space that I have to work with. So this is what I'm doing all the way down. Okay, at 3 inches and 6 inches. Okay, 6 inches. You can see it's shaking. My paper is pushing on. It's pushing on the camera stand. Anyway, this is a box that I think I have something like this already. Okay, but let me just go ahead and show this again. Okay, it's just a simple, the normal uh gift box. Wow, this is really large. Okay, anyway, I will do the scoring. I'll finish the scoring. Okay, and then I'll come back to you at the next part in order to save time. Okay, I'm done scoring. Okay, next that I'll do is to cut. This is, I don't know if you can see the score lines. Yes, you can see the score line, right? So I'm going to flip this over. Okay, and then working on this part, that's like almost off the camera. My, okay, yeah, that's still better, even though it's still a bit off, but it's still better. Okay, so the way I do my own normal cutting, you can get your own. Doesn't mean you must follow my own technique. It's something that I like. It's how I like to have my own cutting. Okay, now to understand this cutting, I've explained this severally in my previous tutorial, so you can go back to it and then watch and understand how I do this cutting. So I'll do just this side on camera and then finish the remaining 3 sides up and get back to you at the next stage. And I'm sure you can guess, if you've been following my tutorials, you can guess how to finish this up already. It's just a very simple gift box. Okay, like so. Then remove the score line there. So this is what I'll be doing. Okay, on all the remaining 3 sides. So I'll do that and then I'll get back to you at the next part. So here it is. All the sides have been cut. Okay, so next I'm going to do, this is how I flipped it to cut. So I'll flip it back. Excuse me, I'll flip it back. Okay, actually, why did I flip it back? I don't know. So I'm flipping this back again. Okay, next thing is to apply double-sided tape. So now this is something that I'm not sure I have thought how to do. I work with the 2 inches double-sided tape. Okay, if I've taught this, it must have been really, really briefly. Okay, so this is the small piece that is remaining here. Everything is just white, white. Okay, so this is the small piece I have left. Okay, so I'm going to cut these 2 inches into half an inch like this, and I will show you how I do that. Okay, so but before that, let me apply this is the only double sided tape I have here, that is half an inch, which is the size that I need here, like so. Okay, there's still small space here. I'll still apply more here. So but before that, let me set this excuse me, aside. Okay, so I had to quickly drink water. My throat was becoming dry. So what I'm going the first I'm going to do before I cut my double sided is to bring my cotton wool. Okay, take care of my scissors first. This is my scissors. This scissors is going to 7 years now, and it's still very sharp because this is what I do to it. When you take care of your scissors, it stays long. What do I take care of last? That's just the simple truth. So this is body lotion that I put. I use this just for my work. Okay, just a little like that, and then spread it into the cotton wool like so, and then the edges just turn it over like so. So any excess, everything, just make sure all the lotion enters into the cotton wool properly. Okay, so all right, it's my body cream, so I can use it to rub my hand. Next thing that I would do is to now open my scissors and clean the teeth like so on both sides. Okay, now this, I'm not sure if this is still much, but I don't want to cut too big. That'll be too big for the camera. Okay, so I'll just cut something small and that you can see how I cut. So I'll just cut that. Okay, then set this aside. So this is the length I'll be cutting into 4. So you can see how I place my finger. Okay, the widest part of your fingers that can hold on to it, and then you first cut into 2 equal halves. Now the reason I clean the scissors first is so that it doesn't get sticky. If not, it will become very sticky and you will not like the stress it will make you go through. Keep trying to open it and it will just be tearing. It will be tearing your tape. Yes, instead of going to be tearing it, not even the paper, like the tape itself. Okay, so now I'll set one half aside. Now this is the second half, like so. Okay, so I can cut double-sided tape. I cut as long as about 40 inches long at once. Yes, I put at the edge of my tape and then stand far away and start cutting. Okay, so this is how I cut my 2 inches into half an inch when I'm about to walk. Okay, so I decided not to cut it down so I could show you guys how I cut my double-sided tape. All right, so that is how I do it. I already set the 2 aside. Okay, now the other half. Oops. I'm in Nigeria. NEPA has done it. Anyway, let's manage. So the other half, okay. I'm hoping that they'll still bring the light again because they've been really playing with the light. So, okay. So I have 4 pieces. Okay. Here they are, 4 pieces of from the 2 inches double-sided tape. All right, so I'll just set them aside and then continue my applying. So this edge here, there's still, okay, the light is back. So there's still a little space here, so I'll just apply that. You can cut from here, but I like to flip over and cut. Okay, so I will apply here, down here, and then at the edge here on all the flaps, okay, for the outer part. Then I'll come back to you for the inside part. Here it is, okay. Now let me explain how I apply the double-sided tape. I don't know if you can see them. Okay, this is the inside part. So on this flap here, I applied one, two, three, okay, on all the outer flaps inside, all these outer flaps, this, and that one there, okay. Then on the, that's for the inside part. Now on the outer part, I applied my double-sided tape on only the flaps, okay. One, two, three, only the flaps. So now next thing that I will do, I will turn this back, okay, because I'm going to be folding inward. Our box is going inward, not outward. So I'll fold, of course, not to fold and crease already, okay. But for this particular type of paper, I'm not going to crease so much, because if I should crease it, it will break. So I'm not going to crease so much. I'll just crease gently. I'll be using this just gently, but not so much. If not, this paper can break, okay. All right, it didn't break. Awesome. So this is what I will do on all the fold, or not all the score lines, rather, turning them into fold lines, okay. All right, so now folding them inside makes it easier to turn on my table. You know, the folding now makes it look smaller, but it's actually not smaller, okay. Well, I say it's actually making it to come into uh its proper shape and size, okay. I'm not creasing too much. If I crease properly, this will be very flat, okay. So I'm not creasing it too much, because this particular type of cardstock, this white one, it can break. And this is why I don't like working during the dry season. It dries up my cardstocks, and then they just break. Any, even from the scoring, it starts to break, okay. From the scoring, it starts to break. But this, yeah, this is fine. All right. Of course, my UHU gum, bringing it into play now. Whoa, where did all this mess come from? Okay, yeah, you see the mess. Okay. All right, so starting from the outer flaps, I am sorry, but okay, now let's continue. It's something I can finish up. For the inside part, I wanted to apply double-sided tape in the inside part, but no need. Let me finish this. You can finish this up and then do that later, okay. So now this center part where there is no, the two center part where there is no adhesive, that's why I will not apply my UHU, okay. And then fold that in this one and line that up. Just let it have a good hold. Okay, no, it's not properly like, because this is not folding properly, okay. So I will have to remove that. It's not supposed to disturb it at all. More like it, more like it, because it's really large, and this is way longer than my hand, and because I'm also recording, because if I was not recording, I will take it to the floor, sit on the floor, yes, to do this, because my table is not just my table is actually okay, but because of the camera stand, okay, it's taking up little space in my hand supposed to be, okay. Okay, I hope you saw what I did. After gluing that, I had to fold this over to be sure that there is no disturbance and it's properly fitted, okay. All right, now the last flap. Okay, I hope you are seeing what I'm doing properly. And take this in and line that up. All right, so now I'll, okay, let me fold that out of the way so you can see what I'm doing here, okay. So I'm just creasing the flap inside, fold this out of the way, fold this also out of the way. So now I'm working with this. So I'll do just this flap and then I'll do the remaining three off camera. This is just all I'm doing, peeling the backing tape off, okay. Then apply my UHU gum in those in the center part where there are no tips. Now when I'm doing the lid, you will see the lid is just the same way like this, except that the lid is just slightly smaller, okay. So when I'm doing the lid, you will see everything properly, but because one is white, so that's why you're not seeing it properly. So just crease that and then working on the corners properly, okay. Those corners, apply enough pressure, okay. So I will glue the remaining three sides and then I'll get back to you at that stage. So here is the base, okay, finished. Okay, so now you can present this like this with the cover, okay, but for me, I like my boxes to have weight. This is a normal box, not a luxury box. No, it is not a luxury box, it's a normal box, okay. So but it's still excuse me, it's still strong as it is, but I want to make it stronger, okay. So I've already cut out my excuse me, my straw board, okay. Here it is, and the other side I've covered with double-sided tape, and then I cut out, this is the lid, this is the material I'll be using for the lid, okay. I've cut out, this is 14 by 12 inches, okay, because the base size is 10 by 12 inches, so I added 2 inches to that. 2 plus 10, that's 12. 2 plus 12, that's 14, okay. So that's what I have here, 12 by 14 inches, but this is 10 by 12, okay. But this is not, this strawberry is not completely 10 by 12, it's actually I'll call it 9 and 7/8 by 11 and 7/8. Okay, so I removed 1/8 of an inch from both measurements. Okay, and then what I will be doing now, you can see this paper is double-sided, but this is the color I'm going to be using for the base. This is going to be the outer part. Okay, so I'll be covering this like so. Okay, so now to get started, I will peel off. Let me start with this smaller piece of the double-sided tape and this one. Okay, so I will turn this upside down like so. Okay, and then line it up, making sure that there's 1 inch on all round. Okay, 1 inch all round. Or what you can do is that you can just score the 1 inch all round, but I don't know, I don't feel like doing that. Yeah, all right, so there it is. So I can now turn this, flip it over and crease that part. Now I can lift this and then start and just remove all the remaining backing tape. I can move it at once because this cardstock is thick. It's not going to just fold anyhow. But if it was a lighter paper that is very soft, definitely you have to do this one after the other so it doesn't fold. But this one will not fold. Okay, so I'm good to go like so. Okay, okay, so what I'll do next is to crease that part, crease properly all around to be sure it's very flat. Okay, all right, so next is to bring my paper cutter. So I'll line this up to the groove. If you watch my previous tutorial, you'll see how I explained this. Okay, line that up and then put my ruler at 4 inches like so, and then cut. So I will repeat this all around, and then I'll get back to you at that point. The video is becoming too long for my liking. This is done. Okay, fully covered. Then I've also applied my double-sided tape, as you can see, all around. So what I'll do next is to just run my scoring tool, okay, my stylus, around the edge so that this can, to encourage this to bend easily. Then of course my UHU comes into play here. Let's apply that. So this is what I will do for the remaining 3 parts, remaining 3 sides rather. Okay, like so, and then crease properly, and then the edge also you crease it properly. Okay, so I will do this on the remaining 3 sides and then I'll get back to you at that point. Here it is done. Okay, fully covered. You can see, neatly covered. Now next thing that I will do is to apply my double-sided tape. I'm using the 2 inches, okay, because it's big, and then to save time. Okay, so I'll just apply like so you can have a good grip. Now, you know, I said I wanted to put double-sided tape inside the box, so this was why. That's why I said no need. I'll apply it here. Okay, So all round on the edge. Okay, don't let it come out. If not, it could mess up your box. So like so. Okay, then of course the center part. So you can see it saved me time instead of cutting it, because this is quite big. Okay, it's quite big, and then I have to crease. You can see how I'm creasing to make sure that the tape enters inside properly, to hold onto every part properly. Okay, all right, so now I'll just peel. Well, before I peel this off, let me see if it will fit. Okay, yes, it will fit. All right, so now let me peel all the backing tapes off. This is what we're applying UHU gum. Okay, so but if you don't want to apply UHU gum, you can go ahead and just apply your double-sided tape to cover everywhere. Okay, but for me, I'll be using my UHU gum here. So I think I should use the bigger one because this is for control, but I need this for speed. Ooh, okay. Yeah, you can see the way it's just pouring out already. Ha! Hey! Okay, that's my finger to pack that off and then close it back. So always leave your UHU gum upside down like this if it's in the tube. Okay, all right, so now let's put this in. So I'll just push that to the edge like so, and then drop this. Whoa, now that's really tight. I didn't know it would be this this tight. I removed 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so you can see it's properly fitted. So I didn't mean I didn't remove 1/8 of an inch from both sides. You can imagine it wouldn't even enter to just push this completely out. Okay, so well, thank God for that. So that's what I always do. I have to teach you that. Yeah. Now, okay, crease, 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 crease. Turn and then also encourage from this end. Turn it back. All right, now you have a touch of the lid inside the white. All right, now I'll set this aside. Now to the lid, it's just now for the lid, it's smaller. The lid measures 16 by 14 inches. Okay, the lid will be 1 inch deep. So all I'll do is I'll bring my scoreboard. Okay, this is the outer part, this is the inside part, rather this is the outer part. So from the inside I will score at 1 inch all round, 1 inch, 2 inches, okay, all the way down, all round. Okay, I had to bend my board because the paper was pushing onto the stand, the camera stand. Okay, so and then last part. Okay, sorry, this is not 16 by 14 inches. It is 16 and 1/8 by 14 and 1/8. Okay, so that is all for scoring. Next is to flip and then cut. Okay, you all know how I do my cutting rate, just the way I did the base. Okay, and then if you watch my previous videos, you will see my detailed explanation. Okay, so I will just cut only this part and then continue this off camera and then get back to you to finish up the lid. So I will also apply my double-sided tape and then get back to you at that point. Okay, welcome back. So here it is. I've finished with the cutting, applied my double-sided tape, and also on the inside. Okay, now I said that my lid is going to be 1 inch deep, so you can see this is 1 inch. Okay, also 1 inch here. Okay, all right, so next of course is to fold. Okay, now note the type of paper. You can see the way I'm folding and creasing. Okay, don't worry, with time, practice makes perfect. You get to understand your papers properly, and also the weather also determines the texture of the paper. Harmattan is coming, that's dry season. It's coming really fast, and now the papers are beginning to like crack and all. So that's why I'm creasing like so. Okay, so now for this, there is 1 inch. You can see it's easy for me to work with. It's not so big like that other one that I was struggling because of space. So I'm just removing the backing tape from all the flaps. Okay, then after that I will I don't know why my UHU gum is just messed, so I'm just trying to clean it. Okay, so all right, I'll apply my UHU gum here. Come out. It's kind of blocked. Okay, it's out already. And then fold that in and then hold that down properly, and then here as well. So oh, why did it not stay? Why did it move? Okay, then the last flap there. All right, so next I will stand this up and then peel off the backing tape and apply my UHU gum. And fold over and crease properly. Okay, crease it properly, and also on the edges, make sure you apply enough pressure on the edges, because the edges, if it's not properly sealed, it will start to open and that's the end of your box. But believe me, you want something that can stand the test of time. Okay, I'll fold this over and crease. Crease that properly. All right, so we are almost done. So that will have just one more side. Crisp properly. Now the last flap. Whew, and we are done. So now on a normal day, this takes me about 1 hour to not 1 hour. Let me say about 30 minutes to finish. But because of teaching, okay, you see that I have to do some explaining and all. Okay, so that's why this is long like this, but this on a normal day doesn't take time. So there it is. We are done with our box. Let me bring the box. Here it is, and here is the lid. Just cover that. Perfectly fitted, well fitted. Okay, all right, so I will this is it. We are done. The box is done. All right, so thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next tutorial.